Howdy everybody, ArgonMatrix here, welcome to episode 125 of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We're doing a challenge run today, as we always do on these multiples of 5, because it seems to work out pretty well, except for last time when we failed at pay-to-play, so we'll move on to Have a Heart for now, and see what that one's all about. Because I don't fully remember, actually. It looks interesting enough, to say the least. XF3M S7NK. So we got Charm of the Vampire, 20 heart containers. Just kidding. It's actually only like 12. But like full heart containers basically. Except they're not full. They're all empty. This is very confusing the way I'm wording it, but you can see what it is on the screen for yourself. And basically, I guess the idea here is that maybe... Oh god. I almost just like straight up died there. If I would have touched that champion, that would have been a little embarrassing. We do actually have item rooms on this one. Okay, well that's interesting already. So I guess the idea of this run is maybe hearts don't drop at all. Maybe we don't get any actual like consumable heart drops, and instead we just have to rely on Charm of the Vampire to keep us abreast of our situation here, which clearly is working out just wonderfully so far. Maybe, like, I should have thought a little bit harder before taking... Okay, well, that's another challenge failure. We're just having these abound lately. Fucking speed, have a heart, and pay to play. 0Z4MYMGA. At least with this one, it didn't take that long before I failed. That's what I heard about the other ones, was that they went on for a while, and I got pretty close to success before I actually wound up dying. Well, that's just lovely. So I don't know what the actual odds of Charm of the Vampire paying out are. It's such a, like, rare item, I feel like. I hardly ever see it, that I don't have any sort of frame of reference. Obviously can't take any Spirit Hearts until we end up trading away any HP on a deal with the devil or something. And I'm not sure, maybe Charm of the Vampire also scales with luck or something, so that might be something to consider if we ever have to choose between luck and something else, you know? We'll see. I'm gonna actually... No, I'm not gonna check out the shop. I was gonna say maybe check out the shop to see if there's a heart for sale. But if hearts don't drop on this challenge, which I'm assuming they don't, just because it wouldn't be a huge challenge otherwise, then I would assume they're not for sale either. I can't know for sure, don't get me wrong, without actually like going and checking out the wiki page and see what it has to say about it. Don't die twice now, that would be a little crazy. I always get so scared with that, but as long as you stay in front of him, that brimstone attack should never get you. There we go, we actually got it for killing the haunt there. I don't think you're guaranteed to get it for killing a boss or anything, that was just blind luck on that one. Still, it does help. I wish it was more than just half a heart every single time, but it is not. I'm always so weirded out by every time I see the eyes that I get off a speedball. Just look at those peepers, man. Pop them peepers. Something, something. You're a certified creeper. Yeah, real good song. Oh, Lonely Island, man. Gotta love them. Alright, let's check out this item room. I'm actually kind of surprised that there are item rooms at all on this challenge. Because normally, like, they're not that nice. I'm just going to be blunt and say it as it is. It's like, they're not nice on these challenges. A lot of these challenges are quite mean-spirited and evil, but they're fun regardless. I enjoy the challenge. I am sort of masochistic in that regard. I mean, hell, I've 100% this game, not once, but, well, only once technically, but I'm going for twice on this LP. And Lord knows that there are some ridiculous challenges inherent in doing that. Not to mention some of the other games that I've played through. Dark Souls, one of my favorite series. That should go tell you something right there. Well, I was trying to push that bomb back at him, but then I totally just forgot that those bombs hurt when they touch me. I always forget that, man. The orange bombs hurt when they touch. Alright, so this is good. That actually, I don't know if that counts as a heart drop necessarily. In terms of the game's logic, but it should give me a full heart container here, should it not? If I'm not mistaken. Well, apparently I am mistaken. I guess Eternal Hearts don't quite work that way. I mean, you rarely get that opportunity anyway, because Eternal Hearts are rare enough, and how often do you get up to max red heart containers to begin with. Thankfully, we got Charm of the Vampire to pay out there, so I'm not riding on a wing and a prayer anymore so much. Just, you know, a wing. Oh, okay. You know, there's a song called Living on a Prayer, but there's no song called Living on a Wing. Mostly because it sounds pretty dumb, I think. But maybe not if you're like a Rito, you know? Hey, what do you call a Rito that lives in an Arctic climate? A burrito. God damn it. Oh. Someone must have made that joke before, right? And I'm just, I don't know. The sad thing about it is that a Rito would never live in an Arctic climate because it's very not good for birds, probably. But I digress. Let's go ahead and check out the shop here, see if I was at all right about not buying any hearts. I mean, there's no hearts for sale here. It's not necessarily indicative of the whole of the game, but it is a pretty good sign, I would say. Taking blank card as well. Hi, Manu. She's just sitting on the windowsill here checking me out. I mean, not in that way, you weirdos, but... So we have sulfuric acid now, which is another one of those items that doesn't come around all that often for me. I mean, there's many items like that now that Afterbirth Plus is out, because there's just so many items in the game. But it was a minor damage upgrade, plus gives us the ability to sort of crack into these rocks if we're diligent enough about it. So it does save some bombs for sure. And I guess I might as well try and bust into this to get that trinket, because I don't have one yet. Blue Baby Soul. It's not the greatest in the world. I believe in the original Isaac, like Vanilla Isaac, I don't even know if it was Wrath of the Lamb. It probably stayed consistent in Wrath of the Lamb. But I know that Blue Baby's Soul sort of took control of all your familiars, like all your other familiars would follow Blue Baby's Soul and just kind of float around the room like that. They no longer do that. Or Blue Baby's Soul no longer does that, I guess. It's just a sort of weird, like, Kane's eye, Kane's other eye, whatever you want to call it. Whatever the item is actually named. Well, that was embarrassing. Can we just, like, restart this video and pretend all this never happened? 64R3, 74TX. We only have to get to Mom's Heart. This should actually not be that bad. Well, I mean, when you throw Super Gluttony at me in the first room along with two other minor enemies, or minorly annoying enemies, I should say, at least one of them actually killed Super Gluttony for me, but... And if nothing else, this is actually just definitely confirmed that no hearts will drop on this challenge, because we got 0 hearts from killing Super Gluttony. Normally, he's just, like, all about that heart. I was actually really hoping for less than 3 to drop there, because I'm pretty sure that's full health, which would be very beneficial right off the bat here, especially. For right now, though, I just need to get my head in the game, I think, and not be playing so aggressively, recklessly, whatever I'm doing here. What's become of me, man? I swear to God, this LP has transformed the way I play this game, and not always for the better, I feel. There is something to be said about passive and defensive structure of a playstyle of this game. It's not the most entertaining to watch a lot of the time, and often results in, like, hour-plus long videos, which happen anyway, just as a result of the game, but... Still. We got Data Miner here. Well, fuck this run, I guess. Here we go. We got shot speed up and luck down. My favorite. So this run could go many different ways now that Data Miner's in the picture. Got damage down, shot speed up. They're really about that shot speed today. Can I walk? Okay. Oh, I always get so confused about that. Like, how do you play with Data Miner? I don't think you ever use it on a room that has enemies on it still, because of the whole, like, weirdo effect, and it would just, like, really mess you up. It would mess me up anyway. So the way you generally want to play it is you keep playing Data Miner until it either has proved that it like hates your life and it's just like keeps giving you damage and tears downgrades or whatever, and you're getting no benefit out of it. It's just like get out while you're behind, basically, at that point. Just like cut your losses and run, man. Or you play it until you like break even or get a little bit of a bonus out of it, depending on how the dice roll for you. But that, you know, the risk that you're under there is that time may never come when you break break even or win big on data miner. It's literally like the most gamble intensive item in all the game. Because it's not like gambling like the portable slot where you spend money or anything. You're spending stats, man. That's the rarest commodity there is in this game. Most valuable one, too. So we got safety pin here, which is a range and shot speed upgrade. Dude, our shot speed is going to be straight up off the charts by the end of this run. You just watch. I mean, look at it go already. This early on, that's pretty adept shot speed, I must say. But in here, I don't think there's any way for these to pay out with HP at all, so I'm not going to worry about it just yet. What I was actually hoping for was for a bed to be in there, for an Isaac's bed to be in there, because those give you full HP, and obviously in this challenge, full HP sources, you know, like a rainbow poop, full health pill, a bed, any number of things, are extremely, extremely valuable. Provided that they work at all, I have no guarantees that they will. Full health, retrovision. I mean, it could have been bad trip or full health in this instance. Okay, almost just walked right into that there. That would have been a little bad. Actually, very bad. Come on, can Charm of the Vampire please pay, though? It hasn't worked in a dog's age, man. We got Crystal Ball here, which I will take over Data Miner, because it is a better item, just bar none. As far as I'm concerned, anyway. Data Miner, like, you're just too risky for my good today. Especially on this challenge, where I've already proved that I'm not the most adept player at the moment. Regardless, let's go ahead and check out the shop, I guess, while we're nearby here. We got the compass, which is not super, like, necessary or anything. We have fucking 2 cents for sale for 3 cents. I'm down. Oh, that was silly. Let's just take Mom's purse and be done with this. So yeah, that should definitely tell you that, hey, instead of buying hearts, why don't you just buy some money and fuck off, you weirdo? Oh god. That's a little silly. I'm kind of... that made me laugh. Nothing else. I guess normally those cents would be for sale for like 5 cents, so it would have been a much worse deal. But, you know, I think we got a bargain on that one. We only lost a single cent. And you know, we're getting money at the wazoo here anyway somehow, even though we got a luck down right off our first data miner play. So we're going to save this High Priestess card for the boss, and hopefully, depending on what the boss is, it'll be enough to just kill the boss outright, and then we'll have a decent shot at a deal with the devil. Not guaranteed by any stretch, but pretty decent. I guess I thought I did actually blow up the shopkeeper in the shop, but apparently not, because otherwise my deal chance would be a little higher than it is, but it's a little late to be heading back in that way now. Thank you for that. I feel like I shot a fire and got Charm of the Vampire to pop there. Can someone watch the instant replay on that one and let me know? It's doubtful though that it actually worked that way. It just kind of felt like it. Probably like hit the fire immediately afterwards and just had a late reaction or something. There we go. Let's go ahead and pop in here. Who do we got? We got the Haunt. Not the ideal boss for High Priestess, obviously, because we have to deal with these guys first, and they may just kill us outright, but once we can... Okay, never mind. They will just kill us outright. Alright. I'm going to make you a promise that I am going to play better on this run here. This is our win. This is N410SH4B. It's a weird seed. We got Tauros. Yeah, maybe? I don't know. We'll try it out. And we'll go ahead and bomb this Tinted Rock as well. We got Small Rock, which is exactly what I was hoping for, except for the fact that it's a speed downgrade. So we're at half of our initial speed after the first room, but you know what? Our damage is pretty awesome as well. And obviously Tauros is going to help compensate for our speed a little bit at a time, like depending on how long each room lasts, we'll get a little more out of Tauros. Yeah, really need to pay more attention on this run. That's kind of what, like, Maybe I should be doing these recordings differently, because basically the way I've been doing it lately is I sit down, I record a single video of Isaac every day. That keeps me, like, up to date, it keeps me on schedule, and then I just, like, don't play anymore. Maybe I need to record more in batches, because apparently when I just come back to it, just cold turkey, you know. Well, that's not what cold turkey means, but you get the idea, is I only play a little bit every day, so I get rusty in the interim, maybe. And so every single run is just shaking off that rust in a never-ending Ouroboros. But, I don't know, maybe I need to record more batch recordings to get some better play out of myself. Of course, I really should just play better naturally. Probably, but there we go. Gonna head on down here. Hi, Benu. You here to cheer me on, or do you just want pets? She probably just wants pets. That's all she ever wants from me. Pets and food, and then that's all I gotta do. Clean out that litter box, and we're good, man. We can live in tandem. So we got Curse of the Unknown here, which is fine. I already know that my HP is in a literally shit position right now. What does literally shit mean? I mean, like, literally, I'd rather be taking a shit than seeing my HP right now. Which is not saying much, because taking a shit feels pretty good most of the time. I digress, though. That might be a little bit too much information. But you know what, man? Everybody poops. Is that a real book, or is that just the thing on TV? Or just a saying or something? I imagine it's actually a real book. I've just never read it. I think Charm of the Vampire popped there, so we're actually doing somewhat decently on HP right now. See, I told you guys this one would be the run. All I needed was Small Rock in literally the first room that I went to. And, yeah, here we are. Still not guaranteed by any stretch, but thank you for all these flies, at least. It gives us a pretty decent chance of getting some Charm of the Vampire plays. I think I actually got 2 there in a row. Maybe it is luck dependent, I'm not sure, because we did get Latchkey on the previous floor. Let's go ahead and check this out. We got the clicker. Alright. Let's get weird with it. Let's get jiggy with it. Who are we? We're Lazarus. Okay. I think we're actually Lazarus Risen right now. Like the revived form of Lazarus. It's hard to tell, though. I might not be. I might actually just be regular Lazarus, because Lazarus... Have I unlocked, like, the thing where a Lazarus just has anemic all the time? Not sure. What item did I get rid of there, by the way? Because I always forget every single time that the clicker gets rid of items as they go. I got rid of Latchkey. Okay, so there goes. So that's our luck upgrade gone, which is kind of unfortunate, but not the end of the world. As long as I don't play it again here, because at least not right away, because I have Small Rock lined up as my next item to be gotten rid of. You know what would actually be the worst is if I just played the hell out of the clicker and got rid of fucking Charm of the Vampire. I don't know if they would let me do that necessarily, because oftentimes they give you these challenge items and they make it so you can't possibly get rid of them, even with like a reroll or something. So I don't know how that would work. Oh god. Did the game just like freeze up on me for a second there? That was weird. I don't know. That might have been my computer freezing up, honestly. Let me check OBS, see if I got any frame drops or anything. No, it says we're still going good here, so I don't know what that was. The game just kind of like paused for a second. I don't know if that came through in the recording at all. Regardless, we got an HP upgrade there. Oh, hey. This is pretty solid. How do you do this? Because what is my HP actually at? I should have been paying attention to how many Charm of the Vampire plays I got, man. I think I want to take... I mean, I want to take both, obviously. You know what you do? Maybe... This would be the dumbest play. Maybe you take all 3, but you just take... No, that's not right. I'm pretty sure I'm good to take at least Brimstone. So I'm just going to take Brimstone and not hedge my bets too much here. Let's do that. I'm Lazarus right now. Do I have the Lazarus effect, where if I just die, then I'll just come back? I don't know. There's too many variables at stake right now. I know Goathead is great, and I could probably take it and be fine, but I'm not going to risk it. Let's just go ahead and take our Brimstone, have our cake and eat it too. I mean, this actually opens up a different world for us. Okay, and I actually apparently do have red hearts left to pay for missing page 2 if I wanted, but I don't really want to. So that actually worked out pretty well. I'm very glad that that deal did not actually close there. Still got Curse of the Unknown, so I don't know if I have that extra Lazarus life or not. I imagine that I do, because I think that's like hardwired into the character. And unless I'm playing as the already revived version of Lazarus, this may actually be beneficial at some point. We'll see. Unless I'm playing as the already revived version of Lazarus, then I should be able to trigger that effect. But I don't fully know, so let's not play with fire just yet while we still have Curse of the Unknown. Regardless, I would say this is probably our best run in this video so far, bar none. Monster Manual is interesting. I mean, I probably would still rather keep the clicker, honestly, but it does... You know what? Actually, it does not contribute towards the bookworm. I remember that. It's the one book that doesn't. So, still, Monster Manual is never worth picking up. A single tear rolls down my cheek. Good stuff. Yeah, this is definitely the best run we've had in this video so far, and it's probably the one that we're gonna win, and that makes me a little sad, because, like, after all, like, the pretty terrible play in the first couple runs of this video, like, I really should not have lost this challenge, even on the first run. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm playing sloppier on these challenges now that my challenge win streak is no longer a thing. Like, hey, I got like 21 wins, 22 wins, whatever it was. I don't have to worry about winning them all in a row anymore, and that's fine, obviously. I imagine most people don't get all these challenges on their first try, or many of these challenges on their first try. I don't know if this is normally one of the ones that people have trouble with, but it seems hard enough. There we go. We got stem cells here, which is fine. We're gonna head in here. We got, okay. Well, I will take this, the Pact, and I don't really care about Dark Prince's Crown, so let's just go ahead and move on, I guess. Right? Yeah, let's move on. Just making sure I wasn't leaving anything behind there. I may well have left something behind, who knows. So I don't have an extra life as Lazarus, because there's no little, like, X1 next to my HP. That's good to know. So I think I am playing as Lazarus Risen, which is what I've just come to call this character. I don't know if it's actually what the character is literally called, but I think it's a good name enough for him. I think I saw it on the Isaac wiki, and it just kind of stuck with me, so... Like, I'm strong enough at this point, I don't really need to go to my way to look for item rooms anymore, so I was lucky enough to get the boss pretty early on this floor. Let's just take this luck and run with it, man, honestly. We got Blood Clot, which is fine. Does it make it so like every other Brimstone laser is going to be a little more powerful? I don't know how it interacts with Brimstone, if it does interact with Brimstone in any meaningful way. Oh, hey. Got range down, which doesn't matter, and health down, which is... I mean, normally would have been pretty bad on this challenge, but as it stands right now, not the worst in the world. Okay, Minu, she's gonna come sit on my lap, I guess. Yeah, we are Lazarus Risen, because he's the one who cries blood. Pretty sure, anyway. I'm just glad we got a pretty decent character. We actually got a speed upgrade when we used the clicker, because Lazarus Risen has some pretty decent speed. So I'm totally fine with that, because we could have gotten really screwed there. We could have just gotten the Lost, which I guess, I mean... No, that would be a lot worse, actually, because I was about to say it wouldn't be that bad, because obviously HP is kind of the thing on this challenge anyway, and the Lost doesn't have any, but then again, Charm of the Vampire wouldn't really benefit us at all in that regard, so it'd just be a Lost run straight up, basically. You lost me, straight up. I guess I'll keep health down. Never know when we'll get a PhD or a Virgo or something. For now, we're actually almost at full HP, which is... It's been a rarity, for sure, on this run so far. We're slowly but surely filling up those red heart containers. Let's try and get this, see if we can get something good out of it. Ooh, I think that's good. But I also think I'm going to need to... Okay, so what do you do here? You drop the butter... and the health down. Maybe use the clicker one more time, because we'll get rid of Blood Clot, which is not that big of a loss. And so we'll take the butter. Okay, I'm going to actually go do this in the other room, because this place is getting a little crowded here. So I'm going to go ahead and use it here. I don't know who I am right now. I think I'm Samson. I think I see like the hair back there. Maybe the bandana. I don't know if we have Bloodlust or not. Probably not, because I don't think that one's hard-coded into the character. And we'll go ahead and walk on through here. Get that. Actually did not take any damage. I forgot to drop the butter. So let's go ahead and drop that now. And be on our merry way. That was a little bit of an awkward way to do all that, but hey, you know what? It worked out in the end. Now we're Samson. Fine by me. Could have been a lot worse. Could have rerolled into the loss, like I said. Joker will hold... I mean, there's no reason to hold on to it, really. We're going to deal with the devil on every floor regardless, because this only goes to Mom's heart, so... Now, do you take the nail, which is, like, replenishable HP? I think I'm just going to... I mean, there's actually no reason to take Dark Bum. I was about to say I was going to take it, but HP does not drop on this run, so I'm just going to forego both of those. I'll have the opportunity to change my mind if I want to in a second here, because of Goat Head. But I think I'd rather just keep Guppy's Head, honestly, over the nail. I know it's pretty good, especially for our HP situation, where our HP is a very limited resource on this run, but it's not that bad, man. Now that I have Brimstone, the Pact, and Small Rock, it's not that bad, you know. I can stomach it. So let's go ahead and just take all this. Dude. That's a whole nother little wrinkle to this challenge I didn't even realize, is that I picked up breakfast there, and every other time, I hadn't noticed this before because every other time I picked up an HP upgrade, I'd had Curse of the Unknown, but I picked up breakfast there and it gave me an empty heart container. Normally that would give me a full one, so that's actually pretty interesting that I didn't realize that. That's cool though. So I guess less than 3 probably wouldn't have even affected my HP at all. I don't know. If I had picked it up from like that Super Gluttony fight way earlier on a different run, in a galaxy far, far away at this point. Who knows, man. We'll take chocolate milk. I think that's actually just a straight DPS upgrade for us. It's a tiers upgrade if nothing else, so fine by me. Now we definitely don't want to click her here and lose chocolate milk. Not that we can click her anymore anyway. I totally forgot, I guess, that I gave that up for Guppy's Head, but gave up the ghost for Guppy's Head, which may have, in retrospect, not been like the most entertaining option in the world. So obviously the clicker has some neat stuff going for it, but I think I've lost this challenge enough in this video. I've lost it like, what, 3 or 4 times now? That I should just really, you know, the game's handing me the win here with Guppy's Head and Brimstone and all this fucking nonsense. I should just, like, to thine own self be true. Just take this, man. And you know what? It's fun. At the end of the day, that's what we're all here to do, right? Is have fun together. And for me, fun is being able to be powerful and not have a run take exceedingly long and be extremely painful. You know, just have a good time. You know, spend maybe an hour or so is usually my limit for when a run starts to wear me down. And I realized that I have had like at least 1 or 2 runs that were like an hour and a half or more. So, but those videos, I went a little loopy during those, I think, if I remember right. We got the Hierophant there, which was not the worst card in the world, but not strictly necessary. I would have been maybe a little happier on a different run to find those. Regardless, let's go ahead and fight. This should be Mom now, right? Yeah, so we actually have boss rush potential here, which, you know, what kind of man would I be if after all this nonsense in this video, with how terribly I've played today, if I just didn't fight boss rush with this great setup? What kind of a man would be? I would not be a man, I would be a mouse. And are you a man or a mouse? Are you a squid or a kid? I'm a fucking squid, dude. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Polaroid here. We'll head on into this. We got Guppy's Collar, which I will use. You know what? I'm so dedicated to the cause right now. I could just take We Need to Go Deeper and like dig my way out of boss rush. I'm not going to though. I'm gonna fight boss rush. Come fight me, boss rush. Ooh, we got Angry Fly. I've actually never had this item before. It's one of the ones that was added in the first booster pack, and I just never it just never appeared for me. I don't really know what it does. It just seems to be like hovering around Chubb, not doing too much of anything. To be real, I can't tell. Maybe he's doing some residual damage or something, but you know, you do you, Angry Fly. The other one was Bob's Rotten Head anyway, so no huge loss for me. So I really hope I don't come to regret not, like, taking we need to go deeper in here. Because if I just, like, straight up die on this boss rush, which, I mean, the odds are not in my favor so far, apparently. I haven't taken 3 hits on the first wave. Keep in mind we do have Charm of the Vampire, though, so that may be, maybe mitigated a little bit over the course of the boss rush. But if I do die in here, I will be a little sad about things, to say the least. Especially when I could have been going down to the Womb 1 by now. Man, something smells good out there. I think my sister's cooking dinner or something. And I haven't eaten in about, in 4 hours or so, and that is starting to smell real good. There you go. If that's not an incentive to win and get this episode done with, I don't know what is, man. Of course, I guess losing would also get this episode done with, and faster. I'm starting to convince myself. Not really, though. Okay, can you stop, hovering around me like an angry fly here? Get it? It was a funny joke, because angry fly just, hovers around the enemies, and the angel was... Never mind. He was flying in a similar pattern to how angry fly moves around these enemies. That's all I'm saying. So our Eternal Heart is gone now, but that's okay. Probably wouldn't have done that much for me anyway. It would have given me an empty heart container, I imagine, if the rest of this run is to be believed. This speed is really getting to me right now. I'll tell you that much. Did we even have Tauros trigger on boss rush? No, we actually didn't, because I remember now, Tauros does not trigger on boss rush because the enemy, or the room does not start out with enemies in it, so Tauros never gets procced. Which is a little upsetting. What is Angry Fly even doing right now? I actually just don't know, because he's, look, the cage is not he's not blinking reds, which is the obvious Isaac tell for an enemy taking damage. So I don't know what's happening. I can't even move away fast enough for the cage to not hit me, apparently, when he does that jump, so... Angry Fly must be doing something productive, right? It can't just be, just hanging out, and it's just, doesn't work on bosses or something? I don't know. Whatever its effect is it's not impressing me so much. It's not proven itself to be high on my ranking of items. Well, let's give it time, man. Let's give it time. I literally just don't know what it does. Fucking Dingle is my worst nightmare right now, especially this one who charges 4 times. Because I just can't walk away fast enough at 0.6 speed. Well, at the very least, this has thrown this, no question of a win run into a little bit of a question of a win run. I think we're still doing pretty okay as far as HP goes, especially with Charm of the Vampire on our side. Admittedly, though, not doing as much damage as I would have expected with this Brimstone laser. Oh god, can I walk fast enough to get away from the Brimstone? Oh, Skull-X here? Not Skull-X, the Frail. That's my bad. Didn't mean to assume your boss type, Frail. Okay. All that done. See, at this point, I wish that, ooh, we actually did get... We got a half and half heart there, which is what I'm definitely going to take to calling those from now on. And so apparently those can spawn on this challenge, which is interesting, because no other heart that, actually refills your HP can spawn, apparently. So I guess maybe they just didn't take that into account when they added those hearts into the game. They didn't think too much about this challenge, because, I mean, after it's done with, how many people really think about the Have a Heart challenge? It's not that hard of a challenge, which is, ironic for me to say, I suppose. Or rich for me to say, given that I've already died to it, 3 times at least. There may be a... Oh, God. War, that was the most, aggressive strategy I've ever seen you use. You were charging directly at me, pushing a bomb in my general direction. That was amazing. Normally you just spawn the bombs randomly. That time you actually had some thought put into it. Where is he, though? Mega Troll Bombs, no thank you. I just need to be able to see you. Honestly, right now, my impression of Angry Fly is that he's trying to help the enemies by, blocking my shots. Because it looks like he's, an orbital for them. I don't think that's true, though. I think, like, when he, on the rare occasion that he does touch an enemy, he does damage. I've seen that happen. Indisputably, that is the case, I'm pretty sure. It's just, he orbits them, so unless they, like, move into him on purpose, like that kind of right there, that he's not going to do anything. My god, I'm so slow. Really hankering for a speed upgrade after this boss rush is done with. If you could be so kind, just throw a speed ball my way. I know I said the eyes look weird, but I'll take it, man. Thank you for that. Gotta be almost done with this boss rush, I think. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm still like 5 or 6 waves away, and it's just wishful thinking on my part because I'm starting to get a little concerned about my standing here. I mean, concerned is maybe a bit of a strong word, but it's, you know, it's more in question than it was. Okay, it's the dark one. I was wondering who that was. I was like, I recognized that cry, but I couldn't see him over there. I thought it was like Chubb or something. He was just charging over and over again, and I just never saw him somehow. I should grab this man as well. Wow. Apparently on the Have a Heart challenge, Golden Hearts just straight up give you like a fuck ton of money because they don't want to fill your HP or whatever. I don't think Golden Hearts ever actually do fill your HP though, do they? So I don't know. It's a weird one. Also, this wave kind of sucks. Thankfully I have Brimstone to deal with Mask of Infamy a little bit easier. The Mega Fatty, the fast version of Mega Fatty no less. Because obviously, they need to throw these fast enemies to catch me with my 0.6 speed. Catch me if you can, motherfucker. And where's the mask now? Where is Jim Carrey's The Mask? Could you imagine if this is the mask he wore in the movie? It'd be a whole different movie, man. That's for goddamn sure. We got God's Flesh, which is certainly not a speed upgrade, and I don't even know if it interacts with Brimstone at all, but hey, you know what? It's an item. Let's move on down now. And you know what? I need to know. I'm gonna go open up my browser and look up what the hell Angry Fly is supposed to be doing right now. Angry Fly Isaac. I added the Isaac on there because I didn't just want pictures of angry flies to flood my face. What do we got? Angry Fly is a passive item added in booster pack number 1. Spawns a fly familiar that orbits around a random enemy and deals 2 damage per tick to enemies it comes in contact with. If the enemy it's orbiting dies, it starts orbiting a different enemy. If there are no enemies, it orbits Isaac. So, it does not belong to the Beelzebub transformation set, which is not going in his favor right now, because that is a weird item. It basically serves no purpose on a room that only has like 1 enemy on it. But I guess I could see if there's a room with a bunch of different enemies, like, all crowded around, and he like, picks one of those enemies, like, in the middle of the crowd and orbits it, then he'll just start killing all the other enemies around it. So I guess that makes sense. He's not as trash as I thought he was. He's still pretty not good, in my mind, but you know what? There are worse items out there. I'm sorry I judged you so harshly, Angry Fly. I guess Boss Rush was just maybe not the greatest litmus test of your abilities. But maybe now that we're actually moving on with some regular enemies and stuff, we'll be able to see a little more potency coming from you. Hopefully, anyway. Got another half and half heart there. That's a good name, man. I wonder what they're actually called. They may actually just legitimately be called half and half hearts, and I'm just like totally just like owning that as if it's my own thing, even though it may well not be, and it's just sort of buried in my subconscious. God's Flesh does actually work with Brimstone. Good to know. The more you know. Actually found the boss fairly quickly here, which I'm a fan of. Got an Eternal Heart there, which is effectively worthless on this challenge, I think. But we'll protect it regardless with that Spirit Heart and try and destroy death here. Mutilate death. So he's orbiting death, which means that he could kill those guys if I'm lucky. I mean, 2 damage per tick. I don't know how much that necessarily is. I think a tick is a very short period of time, so could be a lot of damage. I don't really have anything to compare it to necessarily, though. Menu, I understand. Oh god, she just like ran across my lap. I was about to tell her to go fudge off for a moment, but I guess I don't need to. She read my mind. I don't need either of those. I'd rather just keep the HP, honestly. Let's move on down here, and this should be our last floor. If I'm not going crazy, I'm not taking crazy pills, and Mom's Heart's on a different floor, right? So I mean, Eternal Hearts aren't, like, worthless on this challenge. It's just they're not as valuable as they normally are, because they don't give you the full heart container, but that's okay. The empty one will fill it up eventually. I have faith. My god, speed is not my friend on this room. So it was a little bit touch and go there for a while in boss rush, but I think we do have this win pretty much in the bag now. I'm almost even tempted to check out that curse room, but let's not tempt fate, you know. Let's just have a good time, finish this run off with our head held high, knowing that we fought hard for this win. I don't know about that one. We died 4 times, complained, and then got Brimstone. So, call that as you see it, maybe, but I'm going to call it a win. I mean, I had to take Brimstone. I had to walk in there and trade 2 HP on a Curse of the Unknown floor, no less. So, you know, I'm making a case for myself where there is none, I know, but regardless, there's our boss fight. Shouldn't be too bad. It lives. I wonder, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how Angry Fly does in the It Lives fight. If Angry Fly could block shots, it would actually be a pretty solid item. Because then enemies that it orbits that also fire shots, especially like a bullet hell boss like this, would be pretty, not nerfed by it, but it would be helpful. So maybe that's something to consider for a future patch or something, I don't know. Not that I'm a game designer or anything. I honestly, like, forgot we had Tauros. What is happening right now? Why was the HP of bar of It Lives, like, still so full? That was so weird, man. Or Babylon, I mean, pretty bad on this run, but doesn't matter now because we're at the end of it. Go ahead and take our trophy. Move on with our bad cells. 2 new pills have appeared. Great. I guess I theoretically could have taken, like, we need to go deeper and gone deeper down to Sheol and potentially to the Dark Room if I found a self-sacrifice room or something, but that's being a little extreme, don't you think? Regardless, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like and or comment down below. It really helps out the channel. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more as well. I post a single Isaac video every day at noon Mountain Time. So join me tomorrow for the next one if you would. For now, I'm going to get out of here though, so have yourselves a good day. This is ArgonMatrix signing out. Thank you and good night.